Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Appalachistan Prepper with me, your host, Old Core 1057. As you can tell, it's getting up in the evening. We're got the barbecue lit. Gonna make us some hamburgers for supper tonight. We've been out in the mountains trying to film a fairly lengthy video. We'll have it up on the channel fairly soon. It takes a little bit of work to get it ready to actually upload. But before we ran out of daylight, if you've looked at this channel, you may notice off in the corner a little logo. We had some patches made. We're not really happy with them, but I wanted to talk to you about the logo before some lying communist pinko snowflake makes it out to be something that it ain't. This is the logo and our motto here at Appalachistan Prepper. As you can see, that symbol in the middle, it has some kind of a name. I don't recall exactly what they call that symbol, but it says over the top Postulia, and on the bottom it says Libertatum. And to the best of our ability, we have determined that is a Latin for demand liberty. Now, the thing about being an American is we're free, and we need to maintain that. Benjamin Franklin said, "A man who would trade liberty for security deserves neither." If you want to be free to travel, you may end up killed in a car wreck. If you choose to ride a motorcycle without a helmet, you may end up with a head injury. The simple fact of being free means there's risk involved. If you want to be kept in a cage like an animal in a zoo where security is provided and all your needs are provided but your freedom is restricted, you need to rethink what you're doing on my channel, or really open your eyes and your ears and listen. We say demand liberty. We don't say down with this or down with that, or pro this or pro that. America is about freedom, and all of us veterans swore an oath to the Constitution to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. We didn't swear it to a political party or a political leader or a personality or a religion or a company. We swore it to the Constitution and the ideals that are enshrined within the Constitution. And I'm not going to go on a big deep dive about that, but what I wanted to speak to you about before there's any confusion is this logo that we came up with here. That symbol in the middle is the mark of my forefather who came to America as illiterate. He could not read or write, but that was what he used to sign his name. And I'm sure there's probably many other guys did that back then. It's not an uncommon symbol by any means. But this symbol, make this perfectly clear, this is not a Nazi symbol. It's not a white supremacist symbol. Has no meaning of any kind other than I'm tipping my hat to the man who I am descended from, who was the first of our family in America. Now, we have done the genealogy, and we are documented in America all the way back to 1641. So my family has been here before the United States was the United States. We fought in every war. We've worked in all the industries, and I'm not saying that in any boastful manner. I simply wanted to take the time before somebody gets on our channel where we're trying to just say, hey, you need to be self-sufficient. You need to be able to protect yourself. You need to be able to communicate during times of disaster or hardship. You need to grow some food. You need to know how to get clean water. There's, if you want to be an animal in a cage, you're on the wrong channel. But if you're willing to take responsibility for yourself and the people that you love, then you have come to the right place. So I know there's no guns, there's no garden, there's no prepper, nothing, but I wanted you to understand that this symbol is simply me tipping my hat to great whatever granddaddy and thanking God that he came to America. So 300 years later, I can be a free American and make this video and exercise my constitutional rights of freedom of speech to explain to you that this is not a Nazi, a white supremacist, a religious, or nothing else. It means nothing else other than that's how my great whatever grandpa signed his name on the manifest of the ship that he came over on and subsequent documents. So I wanted to take time to clear that up. It may bore you to death, that's fine, but I'm doing my due diligence here because we know if you control the narrative, then you control people's thoughts. And that's why it is very important that we take the time to speak clearly and to not allow them to control the narrative, because if they control the narrative, then they control the initiative, and we will always be reacting to them. It's high time that they begin reacting to us and our values and what the Constitution really means, not some watered down, out of date, oh, that ain't what that meant. They couldn't foresee AR-15s. Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin were scientists. They knew within their lifespan weapons technology had advanced. They knew within the Revolutionary War that rifles had begun to supplant smoothbore muskets. Don't fall for that lame BS that they couldn't see a AR-15. They chose the one word in the Second Amendment that includes everything. They used the word to keep and bear arms. Arms. That includes everything. If you're a true constitutionalist, you will understand that there is not one gun law on the books in this nation that is truly constitutional. We cannot live in a society that practices preemptive persecution. We're not going to let you have this kind of a gun, old core, because of what you might do with it. That's guilty until proven innocent, friends. We're supposed to be living in our society. We've been taught we're innocent until proven guilty. When I was a young man, 18 years old, in the Marine Corps, they said, you're one of our best. You're a U.S. Marine. Here, young man, take this machine gun. Take this AT-4. Take this law rocket. Take this 50 cal. Man, we trust you. Now go out there and do our bidding, and if, hey, you end up dead, hey, we love you. We'll give you a beautiful funeral. But as soon as I come home and get my DD-214, they can't trust me with the very same civilian version of the rifle I carried for them. So that's a crock, folks. That's a crock. Don't let them change the meaning of words. If you do any research at all, you will see that the communists try to erase the past. The communists control the narrative, the speech, the access to information. It's a control mechanism. Those guys wrote what they meant, and they meant what they wrote, and it was not a parable. A well-regulated militia being necessary to a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And they've been infringing on it since the day they wrote it. We got to be diligent. So I know that's a big, long, winding diatribe I've just got on, but I want to make it perfectly clear that here at Appalachistan Prepper, we're not pushing overtly any politics. We're not pushing overtly any religion, although we are Christians. We're not pushing any agenda other than if you're a grown human being, you have a choice to make. Do you want to be free and be responsible for yourself and provide for your family and your loved ones? Or do you want to be an animal kept in a cage whose every need is provided for until the zookeeper decides he's no longer going to provide you your needs? Then what? So I let it go at that. This ain't nothing but the way Grandpa signed his name way back. That's all it means. And we believe in postula libertatum, demand liberty. That's what America's about. We're a free people. Don't let them fool you. Don't let them trick you into trading your liberty for security, because life ain't worth living if you're a caged animal. So with that, this old Core 1057 signing off. Remember, the maximum range of an excuse is 0 meters, and that includes being knowledgeable. You need to hit the books. You need to study. You need to read the stuff they ain't telling you. You cannot wait for a government mouthpiece or a corporate talking head to tell you what you should think. Hit the books. Hit the books. But remember, what you don't know is on you. You got to put the work in. Anything worth having, anything worth doing requires some work on your part. So remember, the maximum effective range of an excuse is 0 meters. Semper Fi, keep the faith, and always, always demand liberty. Because if you do, I'll be right there with you. And there's millions of us. There's millions of us. Don't let them make you think that you're the only one. Stand up and be counted. They hate that. Don't fall victim to their psyop. Demand liberty.